Welcome to the Best Damn Podcast. This is your host, Jill Lagan, CEO of the Boulder City Chamber of Commerce. In each episode, we will highlight what makes Boulder City, home of the Hoover Dam, the ideal place to operate your small business, explore world-class tourism attractions, and discover why we are the perfect place to live and unwind. So today we have the amazing privilege of being able to visit with Mr. Curt Gebers. He is with Natural Blum. You're the owner, founder, and an amazing entrepreneur right here in Boulder City. Welcome, Curt.
Thank you, Jill. Pleasure to be here and excited to be in front of the folks of Boulder City, which is my favorite place in the world. Everybody here seems to be so genuine, loving. I often tell people it's like stepping back in time 60 years. Everybody here seems to be friendly, caring, loving, patriotic. It's just a really good vibe here, and it's so calm and just a beautiful place to be.
It's the perfect location for a small business owner to really be able to intimately get to know their customers, their clients, and as well as interact with the tourists. So it's just a great combination, right? We all love Boulder City.
It's heavenly.
I agree. So will you tell us a little bit about Natural Blum, what it is that you do at this location, the products that you carry, and a little bit about the passion that you have for this product?
Well, we are primarily a CBD, CBG store. I'll tell you a bit more about what those are, but basically we're a health and wellness store. Our products are for health and wellness purposes. They do not get you high. A lot of the misconception that seems to happen, people have a stigma that we're marijuana and THC, so they tend to not want to come in the store. Actually, when I started this company, I decided to take care of the other half of the world, a half of the world that can have 0.0 THC, not trace amount, 0.0. I have professional athletes, MMA, UFC, world boxing champions, business professionals, all walks of life, people that want 0.0, not even a slight trace of THC. That's the other side of the spectrum. We're here to help people improve the quality of their lives. So that's the first thing I want to say is we are not a get you high kind of store. We have nothing that gets you high. On our window, we have a big bold letter so those people don't even come in. No THC on premises, none.
Oh, that's interesting because I have seen that sign, but I guess I never really thought about it being more dissuasive, that it actually keeps those people from coming in because they're going to assume that they can buy that product. But we don't have any place in Boulder City where you can purchase that. That's why you've been so successful, because you have been so specific about that particular, that THC concept, the high concept, all of that is out the window. That is not at your location.
Not at all. Not even a trace. We test all of our products. We're probably the top maybe 10-15% in the country with our products. We have CBG, which is cannabidiol. Typically, the amount of CBG in a plant is less than 1%.
And so what does that do? You need to tell me what CBG is.
Cannabidiol is more powerful than even CBD.
Really?
It has been used in major studies. For instance, Washington State just did a first ever human definitive study. Substantial improvement in memory. They were doing a study for stress and anxiety, and were surprised to find that it actually helps substantially with memory. So now there's major studies going on, Alzheimer's, dementia. And that's another thing. Let me tell you, we cannot make any type of medical claim here. It's not permitted. The best thing I can offer for people, we're right across the street from the coffee cup, Natural Blum. We have nothing that gets you high. Absolutely nil, nothing. Please come in, try a free sample. Maybe it'll change your life like it has so many thousands of other people. And another thing I would ask you, please go to Google Natural Blum, BLUM, Boulder City, Read those reviews.
Oh, yeah.
You talk about compelling, honest reviews. I'm sure you will find many, dozens and dozens that will relate to things that are restricting your pursuit of happiness, so to
You know,
speak.
that's a good point. Restricting your pursuit of happiness. It's just that restriction. We don't think of it as a restriction. We think, okay, I'm sick, I can't do this. I hurt, I can't do this. The restriction is you. You're not finding the right natural way to do this. And so I appreciate that statement because that helps remind me that it's my choice, right? So there are ways to help. And you have a lot of suggestions. You are so good about the samples. And so for me, it was lotions and creams that we use those samples. So thank you for that. And now I know you also offer pet food and pet food samples. I have seen you really embrace that and happened to be outside of the store one day when a family was coming in to make a purchase, and they said it was night and day difference for their older dog.
Well, thank you for that. I happen to be a huge animal lover, and as I just celebrated 5 years here in Boulder City,
Yes,
by the
you
way.
did. Congratulations.
So I used to be heavily involved in the dog world. I had the #1 Cane Corso in the country 4 times in 23 years. I've mentored judges at the Westminster, the Eukanuba, national specialties, and I was sponsored by a lot of the major high-quality dog food and know their owners well. So one day, I was looking out the window at the store like I do so often, people going by with dogs, a cat, so many pets. And it dawned on me, there's so many high-quality foods that are not available here.
That's right.
Why don't I call the owners, call my connections, and bring in some really top shelf food and treats for dogs and cats? So that's what I did. And the majority of our products cannot be found in a 15-mile radius.
That's awesome.
So then we price them very moderately well. We have treats like turkey tracheas wrapped in beef tongue, duck heads, frog legs, tendons, twisted tendons, bully sticks, beef cheek. We have amazing treats priced at a fraction of the cost. And our kibbles, we brought Kana, Origin, Nutrisource, Pure Vita
Wow.
from 4-star Nutritional, Victor's. We don't have a lot of space, so we brought in what we felt was the best. And please stop by. Your animals will love you for it.
Yeah, absolutely. My daughter has a dog that has a feather allergy. It cannot eat any type of poultry whatsoever. And so it is very hard to find good food that you can just buy at a store. You have to have it all special ordered. So grateful to know she's now moved to Savannah, Georgia, but it's so nice to know that there are options right here. We don't have to go over the hill, that you've got something for us. So thank you so much for that.
You're very welcome.
So tell me a little bit more about the individual products. I know of some of the lotions, the creams, but do you have vitamin supplements? Do you have protein drink? I mean, what all do you have?
I do carry some vitamins from Nature's Lab. I know the owner of that company as well, so I brought in some of his vitamins, and right now we have them 50% off. I also have some supplements, but primarily it's the CBD, CBG, 99.5% pure, 0.0 THC products. Like I said, we wanted to be extremely pure, extremely potent, and make a difference. My philosophy was, okay, I want to take care of the half of the world that can't tolerate any dirty drug test, any getting high. So I developed a line of products that were the best of the best.
So you have gummies.
We have gummies, we have tinctures, we have bombs. And like I was saying, so my philosophy was our margins very much smaller than a normal type CBD, CBG store.
Oh, okay.
But I felt that if we had the best quality and the best results, that people would come back forever, tell their family, friends, neighbors, and they would all be repeat customers. So in the long run, we would help a lot more people and do just as well. And that's how it's worked out by the grace of God.
Yeah, no, I love that philosophy. Thank you for that, not having that greed that you normally can see in some of these larger corporations, right? So I appreciate that. So kind of talking about that margin, when you were talking about CBG being such a small, its prevalence being so small within plants, does that make it more expensive?
It's much more expensive.
Okay.
Like I said, the average plant runs about 1% CBG, whereas CBD plants 20 to 25%. So to get 99.5% pure CBG, it takes a large, huge volume of plants. But that's what we do. CBG cannabidiol, I believe, is the diamond cannabinoid. Studies are being used for digestive indigestion.
Interesting.
And if you read our reviews or come in the store, you will see a lot of very compelling testimonials to that effect. So to me, CBG is my favorite cannabinoid.
Okay.
And combined with CBD, it creates what's called an entourage effect, which is amazing. I can't make any medical claims, but CBD with CBG is highly esteemed with all of the researchers and people doing research on the cannabinoids. The combination of those two seem to be the most effective.
And so how do you recommend people try it? And do you just have them jump right into it and take a full dose? Do they ramp up? How does this work in your system?
So yeah, you can just take a full dose. You can't overdose on CBD or CBG.
Interesting.
There's no such thing. The recommended adult dosage is like 50 milligrams a day. But people come in, I'll give them a little spoonful of our balm. It's very famous, our award-winning balm. They rub it on where
A joint hurts or aches.
within 2 minutes, I see jaws drop. Dozens of times, I've literally seen people break out in tears of joy, going, oh my God, I can't believe this. Sometimes that brings me to tears.
Yeah.
It's just the humanity, the compassion of it all. It's very touching. And that's when I'm so grateful that I'm blessed to be a small part of this.
Yeah.
But please do yourself a favor. Come in the store.
And
Try a free sample. It doesn't cost anything. You've got nothing to lose and a lot to gain.
Right. Yeah, I absolutely agree. So you and I had a conversation. This has been maybe 6 months to a year ago. You had just come from your fields that you have, I think you told me it was in California?
Oregon.
Excuse me. And so you really see this from start to finish, from planting the seed pod, whatever it's called, to the end result. You've seen this entire process, the growth cycle. And so tell me a little bit more about what it is and how do they manufacture it?
So the terminology for that is called seed to sell.
Seed.
So we plant, we get our fields ready, we do our rows, we do our planting, our irrigation, our fertilizing. However, when it comes to pesticides, that's where we throw the brakes on. We don't use pesticides.
So then it's organic CBD.
Yes, it is. I seed my field with 300,000 ladybugs. An adult ladybug can eat up to 50 aphids a day.
Yuck.
So I walk up and down the rows and seed once the plants are waist high so they don't fly away. And then I also seed with green lacewings. They eat the mites. So we are pesticide free. We're very pure and very, very organic product. And then when it goes to flower, you do all your harvesting. We have a dry facility, and it takes a huge workforce. It's a lot of work. And once all the plants are down and hung and dried and cured, from there we take it to an extraction facility.
Oh, okay.
They extract all the CBD and or the CBG because we run different strains, some for CBG, some for CBD, and they get it to what's called a distillate. Now, this is where we differ also. So distillate is typically 70-80% pure, which means 20 to 30% minors, including THC. That's why almost 90% of CBD may have up to 0.3 THC in it. We are taking care of those people that want none. We throw the 20 to 30% away when we go to pure ice. 99.5% pure CBD, 99.5 pure CBG. And then we do them on a 50-50. So we're extremely rare. We're top shelf, and we're not the type of product you can find just anywhere.
Okay, so the 20-30% that gets thrown out, that's got the THC in it. Do you then sell that off so that
No.
you can make something from that
No,
disposed?
I throw it away.
You throw it away. So isn't it valuable to somebody who wants
Somebody it would
THC?
be. Of course. That's not
Who you are.
That's not our world. It's not what we do.
Interesting. So other companies are not bad, excuse me. Other companies then would take that THC and then they would use that at like these other cannabis stores. They would make that into gummies. Is that how this works? I'm so sorry that I don't know this. I really am interested.
The majority, most of them would be using the distillate to make everything.
Oh.
We're a rarity. That's why when you go and get a tincture from a regular CBD, it says may have up to 0.3 THC and tastes terrible. They try to cover it with lemon, cinnamon, vanilla, orange. We don't even flavor ours. We're 99.5 pure D and G. There is no flavor to pure isolate. So most of them use it to distillate. Majority only go to distillate, 70 to 80% pure. That's what they make their gummies, tinctures, balms, topicals with.
Interesting.
We're a rarity.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you're not trying to capitalize. I would just assume that there's a reason to use whatever that, whatever's produced that's extra that you could then sell it. But it sounds to me like you just don't want anything to do with it. You're just letting that go.
I'm Norwegian and Viking. I like to be the best of the best. Like my dog's number one in the country 4 times in 23 years.
Is it the same dog, by the way?
Different dogs.
Different dogs.
Different dogs.
I wanted to ask you
Red
that.
Rock Corsos is what my dogs were called.
Yes, and that's your website and your email and
So I'm
everything.
just a stickler for being the best. And
I love it.
All that byproduct and the THC, I'm not going to waste our time with it. We've got more important things to do in life.
Well, and you've got a crew that's very singularly focused to making the best.
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. That is so cool. Okay, so I suppose now I should probably get back to my interview questions. I didn't know enough about all of that.
Interview today?
Yeah, we're gonna hang out and I'm gonna ask you a few very important questions. So I know that I have had this conversation too. Who is a client that should come in? So do they have arthritis? Do they have cancer? Do they have, I know we can't talk medical, but who are the normal people that you target? Is it just everybody?
Many people with those types of things come in. That's why I kind of have deferred just for copacetic reasons to the reviews. But
Yeah. They wouldn't come back if it wasn't helpful.
And everybody comes back. 95% come back for years.
Yeah, I find that so fascinating. At your last grand opening that we did the big celebration with the pet food,
Right.
there was a gentleman that was there, had a motorcycle accident maybe or a car accident, and or maybe it was him and he was talking about his child, but they were raving about the fact that they would not have found the quality of life that they had or even a survival element to that traumatic incident for their family if they had not found you first. And so
That touches my heart.
Yeah,
and my
those
soul.
these stories are happening all the time.
It
I'm hearing them
happens.
constantly.
Yeah, I see people start crying.
Yeah, I bet.
Chokes me up. What a wonderful thing to be a part of, though. I mean, truly. They even let me, I've done a couple recordings from the cage at the UFC center. I have probably 20 or 30 MMA UFC fighters that swear by our products. 6 world champion boxers.
That's
I'm
so
in
cool.
doctors' offices in Oregon and Nevada. I have referrals from doctors. Probably 10 doctors are sending their patients to me. Half a dozen vets that are sending their dog owners to me. It's really compelling. My products are in gyms, and
Yeah.
we're not very big, but we are very high quality, very high
High
quality.
quality and super important and very valuable.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that. What is your favorite part of all of this? You kind of just shared a little bit of those testimonials, but
My favorite part when I watched so many people come in that could barely manage and try our balm and break down in tears of joy. That's the most wonderful feeling in the world. I was a high-end tax accountant. My wife used to be the controller for Lotus Broadcasting, Comp, The Point, ESPN, Keno. She's
Yeah,
business
we've
manager.
advertised with them quite a bit.
Business manager for Channel 13 KTNV,
Oh, very
ABC
good.
affiliate. And it was great doing taxes and saving people money. There's nothing like seeing people cry tears of joy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the most amazing thing and the most rewarding, just so blessed.
You're
Just
making
so
such
blessed.
an emotional, relational connection. It's not transactional for you. It is
No.
all about the relation.
Yes.
Yeah, that is amazing. I love it. So, can you share maybe an aha moment? It sounds like you have a lot of aha moments, but can you think of any one in particular, a specific one that you might want to share?
God, there's so many.
Well, what about you? You take your own
I
stuff
use it
and
daily. I use my balm and my tincture daily, and it has, as I say it, enhanced the quality of my life. And that's our purpose, enhance the quality of people's lives.
And so, what do you see it fixing? So, here's a question. I don't hurt. What should I come in and take it for?
Well, for myself, I have rheumatism, arthritis.
Oh.
I have aches and pains. I used to be a power lifter. I used to leg press 1,115 pounds.
Oh, goodness.
I was really bulked up. I played college football. I was a sports fanatic. So I have issues that arise.
Sports are yeah.
And I find improvement in many areas. And
Yeah, you're not claiming a cure. You're just simply saying an
cannot claim a
improvement.
cure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be very cautious
Yeah.
of that.
I appreciate that.
And I have to tell you, if I did not have these products, I would do extreme diligence to find somebody that has comparable. And we are a rarity, like I said, because I use it daily. And if I ever stopped using or producing or selling, I would diligently search under every rock to find somebody with the quality, purity, and potency of what we have.
So I know that we hear a lot about the different types, and I think it's actually THC. I think it was called spider's web or something, but it was a cannabis oil that is given to children for seizures.
It's called Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web,
It's
that's
actually
what it was.
a strain of CBD.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's a strain of CBD. They originated up in Portland area.
So things like that, I'm so grateful that you are giving those families the access to that, or that they have access to that for something that really those children absolutely need. But to know that is a CBD and that's not a THC type things for those children.
I have an instance, an aha moment I want to share to you.
Okay.
It's very compelling. I just thought about this. It speaks volumes. So I have a cannabis attorney in Oregon. She's a beautiful, wonderful woman. She called me about 3 years ago. She was crying. She's from Canada. Her dad's in Canada. She said, my God, my dad has 4-stage lung cancer. He can't eat. He can't sleep. He's miserable. And I told her, I said, Natalie, let me send him some balm and some tincture. She said, Curt, don't even waste. He won't take it. He won't take it. I sent it anyway. 3 weeks later, she called me again. Her exact words were, oh my God, I just talked to my dad. He made me promise him. He said, honey, whatever you do, don't ever let me run out of that.
Oh, isn't that incredible? Oh, that's just incredible. I'm so glad that she kind of had her dad do it. Oh man, those are those aha moments that make all of us feel good, right? Those warm and fuzzies. Yes. Okay, all right, so we're gonna go a different direction. You got a funny story? Do you have some kind of a funny experience?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
There's probably quite a few. I'm sure there's a reason you had to put that sign on the door that actually explained that there is no THC products within this store. People probably come in all the time and just expect you to help them get high.
Oh, funny moment. A few times, probably 3 or 4 times over the last 5 years, I've had people come in the store and I go, oh, here, try this. And right in their mouth. Stick it right in their mouth to eat. I go, no, no, no. I go, don't worry, it won't hurt you. Now I actually have a guy that comes in with a toothache that puts it on his gum.
Oh,
But
interesting.
yeah, they actually ate it instead of run it on. I guess rubbed it on rather. I guess that's a funny moment, right?
Well, so that's a good question, though. So, what about like brain fog, dementia, those kinds of memory issues?
There's a lot of studies on that.
And so, do you think that, and that would be, you would consume that, right? You wouldn't rub that
Yes.
on your head.
Probably a tincture or gummy. Yeah, it
Something
wouldn't be
like
a
that.
topical. It would be an ingestible to go along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, but please Google Natural Blum, BLUM, Boulder City reviews. Read those reviews. You will be motivated to come and see.
I'm actually going to go check them out too, because I don't know that I have for a while. So I will go find that out. I would imagine that your life has led you to this place where you now want to be so helpful and making sure that you're doing high quality, top of the line quality, providing an amazing service. Your customer service is unbelievable because it's usually you that is there at the counter every day that I've been in there. And so tell me how, I want to know more about how this man was built. So what was your first job?
Oh God, my first job, I was 15 and it was summer and my stepdad took me to the oil fields, told him I was 18, so I broke out in the oil fields. I worked oil fields for a while. I also, at 15, ended up starting a used car business on a lot and opened 3 roofing companies.
Oh my gosh, you've been all over the place, Curt.
When I was a child, well, not a child, I was 11 or 12, a friend of mine had an older sister, and I grew up by Iceland in Paramount. I'd go by there, and at her house, all these nice cars, Corvettes, Cameos, and her boyfriend's name was Mike. And I said, you know what? I want to be like Mike. And then early in life, I learned if you want things, you have to work for them. And the harder you work, the better pay you get, the more you make.
So you learned early.
Yeah, so I learned a lesson. I broke out oil fields, roofing. Then I played college football after that. But I learned early on to be very meticulous and to excel at whatever I chose to do.
How the heck then did you get into taxes?
So I met my ex-wife. She was running Lotus Broadcasting. She was a CPA. And so we got married, and about a year after that, she decided to give her notice, and we opened a tax practice.
Interesting.
First year was pretty dismal, I must say. We did like 80 returns. She ended up going back and working for KTNV Channel 13 as their business manager. I went back and worked the trades in the union. I'm a finish carpenter as well.
Oh my gosh, dude. Is there something you don't do? That's incredible. So finished carpentry. So then you were with the union for quite a few years.
Yes. Yeah, I built most of the big hotels and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
was on the finish crews and usually the last one on the job to leave, me and my partner. And so the next year we opened a new location, and I have a great story for that. It started off pretty dismal too, and she'd been a CPA since 92. We were halfway through tax season. We figured we needed to do 500 returns
Oh my
to
gosh.
make just to pay the bills. And this might sound, you might call it crazy or whatever, but halfway through we'd done 100. We were pretty worried. And then one night a girl came through the door crying, torn clothes and emotional. Oh my God, we were getting ready to close. Oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? And I locked the door, and I've been raped. She had been raped.
Oh no.
So I called Metro and said, please get over here. This poor girl's been raped. And out there where we were on Jones and Russell, there were no houses at that time. That was in 2002. It was like the boonies. And I called the rape crisis hotline. And we finally got her to drink water, calm down. And I have all my dogs at home. So I have to go feed dogs. Well, now it's 8:39, but of course that doesn't matter at this point. Call Metro again, and they apologize. We're very, very busy. We're trying to get someone out there. Called a second rape crisis counselor. About 2.5 hours go by. No Metro. That must have been like a crazy weekend. So I go, well, let me take her over in the center. There was a DVD store that was open all night. Let me take her over there. So I said, hey, come on, let's go over here. Let me see if you can wait. My friends, I've got 6 dogs I got to get home and feed.
Yeah.
And she had calmed down pretty good after a couple hours. So we go in there, and I call him aside, and I whisper and tell him. I was shocked when he told me, no, you need to get her out of here. I don't want her in here. I go, what? I go, shh, don't. I didn't want to make a big deal. I go, you know what, hon? Come on, I got a better idea. Let's go back to my tax office. So we got back, and she was calling her family, and she lived off Tropicana in Boulder City.
Wow.
I mean,
Boulder Highway.
On Boulder Highway, yeah. So she goes, I just want to go. No, you're not going anywhere. So I drove her up to Trop and Jones, took her in the Terrible Herbs, got her some stuff to eat and drink, gave her money, waited for the bus, put her on the bus. We've never had 2 people outside our store waiting ever in 22 years that even preceded that.
Yeah.
The next morning we showed up. There were a dozen people waiting in lines. Instead of doing 30 returns a week, we were doing 20 and 30 a day.
Oh,
Our
my
tax
gosh.
practice blew up. I think it was a test from God.
Huh. Interesting.
I think that was his way of saying, you did the right thing.
Oh, that is amazing.
My wife became a believer in the Lord.
What a transitional moment.
Yes.
Yeah. Probably a transitional on your company, too.
It was. We were in business 22 years. We had
Wow.
2,000 tax clients. Did everything from CEOs and cardiologists all the way down to regular folk like you and me.
Wow, I love that. What an awesome story. That is a great way
I
to...
just wanted to share that.
Yeah, that's who and what you're all about, right? Well, I appreciate that. So we had a little bit of a conversation about you showing dogs. How did you first start with Cane Corsos? Was that that your favorite dog? You had one? I mean, how did you get into that?
I had bull mastiffs in the 70s.
So you just like big dogs.
Yeah, I'm a Viking. I'm Norwegian.
Yeah, there you go. So
they're actually gladiator dogs.
Well, I think that's pretty awesome. They also shed, and they are big.
No, very, very little shedding at all. And it's
Really?
Only dry mouth mastiff. They don't drool. They'll drink and drag. They used to use them after the gladiator days when they were pitted against tigers, lions, and bears. They used them, the farmers in southern Italy, Puglia. And they would run with the merchants and the carts into town 30 or 40 miles and back. So they learned to retain their body fluids.
Oh,
Then when they got
interesting.
home at night, they may have to go hunt a pig. So they're very agile, very athletic, very intelligent, uncanny ability to read situations. If the owner's okay with someone, they're okay. They'll keep an eye on them, but they're okay with them too. So I took him to the vet, Dr. Dennis Arn, one of my dogs, because I wanted to get him collected. And he goes, I know a guy been breeding these for 20 or 30 years. Can I give him your number? Your dog's amazing. So I did. So I took the dog over, and he goes, oh, my God, you have no idea what you have here. He goes, I show dogs. This dog could be a national champion. He goes, you need to show him. I go, listen, showing dogs really isn't my element, okay?
Yeah, it's not my thing.
I'm not a dog show kind of guy. He goes, I tell you what, man, bring him by the park this weekend. Let me run him around. So we did that 2 weekends. He goes, enter him in the dog show in California. So I entered him. We drove out there. The national champions there. Everybody's smiles turned to frowns. He was a national champion. My dog was 15 months old, had a total of an hour training. He beat him every show. They retired the dog. We went straight to #1 in the country. And his offspring did some of the same. I mean, we've had the youngest gold grand champion in the breed, national champion 4 times. It's hard to do it once.
That's
People
incredible.
spend over $100,000 to get a national champion and have to have the right stock. So
Wow.
that's how I got in them. But I've always loved dogs. I've had dogs since I was a little kid. I've had parrots. I just love animals.
How come you
horses.
never have them at the store? I've never seen them at the store.
I used to bring him to the store a lot. He passed away. My #1, my JJ passed away on me.
I'm sorry.
He used to be there all the time. He had a fan club. People used to come in. Oh, I'm not here for anything else. Where's JJ?
Came to see the dog.
Here's a story on his name. The reason he's named JJ was born in a litter. 2 boys, both blues, so I called the Blues Brothers litter.
Oh, cute.
Elwood and Joliet Jakes.
Yeah, so you get JJ out of that. That is cute. I love that. So what do you have now?
I have 3 females at home.
Oh,
Yeah.
how fun.
I had a dozen up on my
Oh my
farm.
gosh.
Up on the farm.
Well,
They had
yeah.
3.5 acre front lawn. They all lived in the house on dog beds, no kennels. I don't do that.
They're
I
just like your
love dogs.
children.
They are children. They
Do you have
truly
children?
are. Yes.
You do?
2
So-
boys, both grown.
Do they
yes.
feel like they're totally left out because you love the dogs?
No, though my youngest was a huge dog lover too.
Aw.
My older son, he's a serial entrepreneurist like me, so he's so busy doing stuff. He
That's
doesn't
awesome.
feel left out. He's in the mix.
And are they all
Nonstop.
still in Oregon or anybody down here?
One's in Oregon, my other son's here in Dallas.
Oh, well, that's awesome. At least you get to be around family. That's so important.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so
Yeah,
cool.
I have a grandson just turned a year, granddaughter,
Oh, man.
4 years. Yeah.
So that's the fun
Life's
stuff.
grand.
Yeah, that is great.
Yeah.
And do they call you Gramps?
Yeah.
Oh,
Grandpa.
Gampa. I love it. I always love those names. Okay, so what book are you reading right now?
Not reading any books. I'm sure you know, I've been in 5 movies this year.
Yeah,
so-
you're a little busy.
Yeah, so
You're
I'm
reading
coming.
scripts.
I just made the trailer for the new Lucky coming out with Anya Taylor-Joy and Drew Starsky. Reese Witherspoon
Yes.
produced it. So I even made the trailer. It releases July 15th. And it's just a hobby for me. I just have fun.
I think it's
I'm not
awesome.
A big actor.
I just think it's awesome. And so when I got to see the trailer, I was so impressed. I'm like, oh my gosh, a celebrity amongst us.
Yeah, no
'Cause everybody-
celebrity, but
have
I'm
they-
having fun doing it.
Have they asked you for your autograph?
People do, and I just laugh because that's kind of a joke. Yeah,
I
just
love
did
it.
one with Kim Kardashian called The Fifth Wheel. I was in 2 episodes of Hacks with Gene Smart, 2 episodes called Wild Things about Siegfried and Roy's story.
That's
and that
right.
was just in the last year, but been very blessed, and I have fun doing. I've got a very distinct look.
Yeah.
And I throw in a $5,000 really nice suit that I keep in a vault. But,
And all your rings and get all
and
blinged
they
out.
pull me in and they make me featured by the main star. So
I
it's
love
a fun
it.
run. Yeah,
So fun for you. What a fun hobby.
it is. It
Yeah, that is
It's a
great. That's
blast.
definitely something people probably didn't know about you. But so I would imagine that your parents taught you a lot. Your father getting you out there at 15 on the oil rigs.
That was my stepfather.
Stepfather?
Yeah,
What
my,
is-
my father, he had a hard time. He was a prisoner of war in Dachau death camp. He was
Oh.
shot down for the Army Air Corps. So
Wow.
he left when I was about 2. I didn't really see him much, but my stepdad caught me in the oil fields. He was an oil field hand.
And what did they teach you anything that has left a lasting legacy? Is there some kind of life lesson?
Be honorable. My
Mm.
father has 3 Purple Hearts. He's buried in Arlington Cemetery.
Wow.
It's Section 70. Honor, integrity, nobility,
Service, patriotism.
yes, compassion, humanity.
Oh, right. Yeah, helping others, serve others.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I can imagine that list goes on and on. Okay, so you and I have been working together with the chamber since you opened. Congratulations on your 5 years.
Thank you.
What has been your impression? What are some of the things that you like doing in the interactions with the chambers, or something that stands out?
Well, I made a comment to somebody the other night. I was so tired on the 4th of July show, and when I closed, I went over there anyway, and just like everything, it was magnificent. And I told my friend Tony, I go, I was so impressed, but then again, I shouldn't be, because everything Boulder City does, they do right. This is an amazing community.
It is.
I'm honored
That's awesome.
to be accepted.
Well,
in this
thank you.
community.
We're honored to have you and all of the wonderful things that you provide, not only with your products, your service, your customer service, who and what you are, but your understanding of it's important to bring the best, to be the best, and to try to serve the best. So thank you
Amen.
for all that you do. We'll have so much more information. I've got some links and things that we'll have in the show notes so people can educate themselves more about CBD, CBG, and have a fuller understanding of that. Because I think as they understand it more, it opens the door at your shop because they want to be a part of that. So Thank you for helping to educate us.
Thank you. And do yourself a favor, everyone. Please come see me. Please come see me. It can change your life, I assure you. Everybody have a blessed day, and truly an honor to be here and to be in Boulder City.
Thank you for who you are.
Thank you, ma'am.
This episode of the Best Damn Podcast has been a production of the Boulder City Chamber of Commerce. Please check out all the links and social media handles on our website as well at bouldercitychamber.com. You can find the Best Damn Podcast on all your favorite podcast directories. Like us and share on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Until next time, discover, explore, and unwind in Boulder City.